Sergio, thank you so much for your time. Now, the war is still raging on. Take us through what is the current situation like there.
Russian forces have blown up a bridge linking Severodonetsk and Lysychansk. Russian armed forces control about 97% of Lysychansk at the moment. They are trying to complete their conquest of that area. Luhansk and Donbass make up. Luhansk and Donetsk make up what we call the Donbass. Severodonetsk has been holding out, even as Ukrainian forces have been taking heavy losses in that area. President Volodymyr Zelensky says that between 100 to 50 to 100 soldiers a day have been getting killed, but a senior advisor of the president put that number closer to 200 soldiers a day being killed. Zelensky says that on the Russian side, he expects soldiers up to 40,000 Russian soldiers being killed by early July. Russia has been outgunning Ukraine in the east using heavier artillery and ammunition, but in the town of Severodonetsk, Ukrainian soldiers are still holding out, holding about a third of that town.
Now, there are reports that Turkey's president is likely to speak to Russian President Putin. How far are the peace negotiations?
That's right. Well, what we're hearing is that President Erdogan of Turkey is trying to broker a humanitarian corridor to allow some of those grain exports. Ukraine is the fourth largest grain exporter in the world, the largest sunflower exporter in the world. Since the start of the war, Russia has been blockading that Black Sea. At the moment, Ukrainian officials are saying that no shipping company is going to feel secure, and that no insurance policy would underwrite a guarantee if it's just Ukraine, Turkey, and Russia guaranteeing the security of the corridor. That it has to be multiple partners. Western countries such as the United States have to be one of the guarantors that these corridors in the Black Sea would be safe to transport grain. Yesterday, we heard from Ukrainian officials that they they came to an agreement with Poland and Romania to provide some overland routes for road and train to export some of the grain. At the moment, there's about 20 million tons of grain sitting in silos. Come autumn, President Zelensky says that number could grow to 70 million tons, which is further exacerbating a world food crisis.
And I was about to ask you about that issue. I mean, are they able to resolve this, the grain export issue? I mean, as you know, this war alone across the board has seen rising fuel and food prices, globally.
Yeah, and the reason for this grain cannot be exported is quite mundane. The seas have been blocked off by the Russian armed forces, right, the Navy, but in order to transport it by train, which seems simple, is just put the grain on train, send it to Europe, ship it from there. Ukraine uses a different gauge. It's wider than what Europe uses. So if they were to ship it by train to Europe, they have to unload it in Europe and then reload it again on trains. It's a really time-consuming process and very inefficient. At the moment, they estimate that overland, they can ship about 2 million tons of grain a month, which is not going to cut it. Usually, Ukraine alone ships about 44 million tons of grain a year, not including the sunflower seeds and all of the rest of it. So sea is really the only way to get this food out, and it looks like an international diplomatic corridor is the only way to get that going.
All right, Sergio Olmos there from Kyiv. Thank you so much for your time.